Happy Friday! So it has been a minute since I have hopped on here to just kind of chat, and so I missed it, and I wanted to get back on that. So with that being said, so we went on vacation for a week, and then Kaylee was gone for a week. I had a lot of catching up to do with business stuff, but the past couple of days I have personally been struggling with limiting beliefs, and what those are things that maybe other people say about you, or maybe things that you've even said about yourself, and you start to believe them even though they're not true. They're things that you tell yourself that kind of halt your progress, and they're really good at coming in times when you are progressing. So I know that I'm not the only one struggling with this, and I kind of wanted to share my personal thoughts, battles with it, and just kind of how I deal with it, because it happens often, especially when you're growing and you're expanding, and especially in business. So some like limiting beliefs that I want to talk about is like, man, you're not good enough, or you're going too slow, or you forgot to follow up with so-and-so, you're a terrible friend. Things like that. We don't mean to, but they enter our heads and then we dwell on them. So what that does is it takes us down this like never-ending rabbit hole of self-sabotage. It's like once that little seed is planted, it's a seed of negativity, and it just sprouts. So you went from like going really, really good to you made one mistake, and you let that mistake make you believe that you weren't good enough to keep going. Okay, let me give you an example because I feel like I'm being very vague. Okay, so let's go back to the customer thing. Okay, so let's say I have a friend, and they became a customer, and everything's going really good, and I was supposed to follow up with them on Friday, but I had a doctor's appointment with Bo. I had to run some errands for a family member, stuff like that. Things happened, things came up, and then I remembered the next day, and I said, oh crap, I forgot about that person. My heart personally takes that pretty hard, and so I take it personally, and I start those stupid limiting beliefs, and I start saying, well, man, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do because I fell short and I didn't follow up with that person. That leads down a trail of I'm not good enough, I failed. If I failed that person, who else have I failed? Who else am I going to continue to fail? That kind of thing. You see how it explodes into something that it's really not. It turns into such a self-sabotaging thing when it's not really that big of a deal. But it is, because your mental stability and your mental growth is going to fluctuate, but it's also going to determine how your day goes, how your week goes, how your month goes. It's going to determine if you fight through or if you give up because you had that one little mistake and you let it blossom into something that it wasn't. So doing that, and I've realized this lately, it hardens your heart. It takes you down a path that starts leading you into like blaming other people for you feeling bad. And I hope you guys are following along with this. I just kind of decided to hop on here spur of the moment and share this stuff. But when you start letting the limiting beliefs trickle down into self-sabotaging, then you start thinking, wait, no, I'm not a bad person. They're a bad person. They should have messaged me. If they were having issues, it would have been no problem. They should have talked to me. That kind of thing. Now you've taken a whole different direction, and I hope I'm not alone with this, because if I am, I feel like a really terrible person. But when you start shifting the blame, you harden your heart to that person, and then you trickle effect in a different direction. You start kind of not liking that person anymore, and all of this came from one stupid limiting belief that you started with. So all that to be said, when you start feeling down and when you're having bad days, when you forget to talk to someone that you meant to talk to, when you had all intentions of doing something and you just knew it was going to be like the best thing ever, and then it flopped, it's okay. It's okay. You're not any less worthy. You're not any less productive. You're not any less successful just because you had one hiccup. You're still doing a great job. Everyone makes mistakes, and when we choose to learn from the mistakes rather than let them trickle into those limiting beliefs and then the self-sabotage and then the hardening of our hearts, if we stop it, I'm not saying you can't like have a quick little pity party. I'm the queen of that. I will get upset, I'll get frustrated, and I'll give myself maybe 5-10 minutes to scream in a pillow or cry it out. But then I get myself together and I look at the perspective, because this is how you choose the better path. You look at the perspective. You look that the first limiting belief was a lie. That's not true. You need to go back to that and nip it all in the butt right there. You need to correct the situation and confront it. That's another issue when you start getting into this trail. If you don't confront the issue, you can't really truly get mad because you've never looked into it. So let's say, back to the customer thing. So let's say it's been a day and I felt so sorry. So I message them and I'm honest and I say, man, I'm so sorry. Yesterday was insane. I meant to check in with you. I hope everything went well. How are you doing? Okay. I just took all that crap and I erased it. I got rid of it. It's gone. And that's how simple that it is. Confrontation is a whole nother thing, and maybe I need to kind of jot some notes down on that and talk about that too, because confrontation can solve a lot of your problems, and we look at it as it's a negative thing, but it's an eye-opening thing. It's an opportunity to gain perspective, and it's an opportunity to see where you're wrong before you let something go too far and then regret the outcome. Okay, so I wanted to encourage you guys. Life, especially as a business owner, as anybody right now trying to navigate through all the crazy, you are still a really awesome person. You are still kind and smart and genuine, and your path is not someone else's path. So just when you get into that moment, if all you do is record this section and just replay it when you get to that moment, but you are worthy. You are awesome. And no one can do what you're doing like you are doing it. So don't let other people get you down. Don't let yourself get you down. We make mistakes, but when we learn from it, we grow from it. And then that sprouts into something really, really beautiful. Okay. I will let you guys go. I hope you understood my rabbit train or rabbit hole, and I hope that you took something from it. I just wanted to get on here and share. So happy Friday. I will see you guys on Sunday.